Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bashtianygo here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with my Crimson King Red Dragon Resonator profile. We got 3 structure decks. That is it. That is all it takes to go ahead and make this deck, guys. There's a plethora of different ways you can go ahead and make this deck, which is really cool. It makes it, again, one of the most versatile decks that I have seen in a while. But honestly, it's going to be really cool to go ahead and make this as pure a deck as possible with just playing 3 other structure decks. Also making it extremely budget friendly for us with just $30 investment in order to make sure we get the most out of these structure deck, guys. Now, I personally, as far as structure decks goes this year, I think this is definitely top of the line. I don't remember when Traptrix came out because that was really high up there, but this is absolutely ridiculous. Comes with every single card you see right here. A Fiendish Chain Searcher, essentially. You got Omni Negates, you got burn damage, you got turn skips potentially. This deck OTKs out the wazoo, insane damage, everything you could possibly ask for in a deck. This deck's got it. It's got recursion, it's got great grind games, it's got great initial, it can go first, it can go second, it can play through some hand traps, not all hand traps because it is just structure decks, so let's not get too crazy. Honestly, it's just a crazy deck, guys. It's a lot of fun to go ahead and play. What essentially it feels like, you just continuously spamming out these Resonator monsters and synchro summoning with them. You can end up with like 4 or 5 level 8 to 10 synchro monsters on board. Absolutely nuts, guys. So if you guys like synchro summoning, if you guys like 5Ds, this is definitely going to be the deck for you. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. First off, we got some brand new Resonator monsters, guys. We got 3 copies of Soul Resonator, one of the most busted cards in the structure deck coming out, guys. If it guys normal special summon, you get to add a level 4 fiend, level 4 lower fiend monster from your deck to your hand, and you are 9 times out of 10, pretty much every single time, going to be searching out Bone Archfiend, which we do play 3 copies of as well. This card is absolutely bananas. This card is insane. When this guy is in your hand or graveyard, you can send any other card from hand or field to the graveyard to special summon this guy out, making it a free extender. Not only that, guys, it gives you immediate access to level modulation. So with this guy and this guy, you can go straight into this guy, which is level 6, after you decrease this guy's level by 1. And for those of you guys who don't know, Red Rising Dragon pretty much is the main starter for the entire deck. As far as the extra deck goes, when this card is synchro summon, you can target any Resonator monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is of course great. And during the main phase of this card, it turns into the graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard and then target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in your graveyard and special summon them both, which is again pretty cool, although it's not going to come too much in this deck, since we only play literally 2 level 1 Resonator monsters. But for the rest of the Resonators, we play 3 copies of Crimson Resonator, probably my favorite one so far. No, I'm lying. Soul Resonator is my favorite one. Crimson Resonator is my close second, because what it does for you, it special summons up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or deck except Crimson Resonator, as long as you only control 1 Dark Dragon Synchro monster. So it is actually ridiculous to go ahead and just give you 2 free bodies on board. You can go ahead and synchro summon with them again. This is such a spammy deck, guys. It's super ridiculous. And then 2 copies of Synchron Resonator. Synchron Resonator is a cool card as well. Pretty much giving you access to Resonators in the graveyard and getting them back. It gives you recursion, which is cool. Out of all of them, I would say this one's probably the least effective. If anything, I'll probably change this to 1 and play 3 copies of the Vision Resonator, just because adding spells, traps, especially if you're only going to be playing the structure deck versions, is going to be essentially key to make sure that you guys are able to search your Crimson Gaia, your Fiendish Golem, and your Red Zone as well. All are really good cards, honestly, but you are going to want to search them out in Turbo Arena deck as soon as possible. So we already went over Bone Archfiend, 3 copies of Wandering King Wildwind. This is a free special summon for you guys. As long as you control a Fiend Tuner or 1500 attack or less, which pretty much they all have, you can special summon this guy out, and then I believe you're locked into Synchro monsters, which is perfectly fine. As you can see right over here, we're only playing Synchro monsters, so it's no problem whatsoever. Thank you, bro, for the free body. 2 copies of Ascator Dawnwalker and 1 copy of Fire and Ascatter. So this is kind of a weird little thing we got going on here, but Ascatter Dawnwalker is a free special summon on a discard of a card, so it is nice to have that immediate access to a level 5, which you can again mess around with levels with Bone Archfiend, which is cool. And then it also gets you a free Fire and Ascatter. That doesn't feel like it's correct to say. You get 1 Fire and Ascatter from your deck, which is really going to be an immediate access to a tuner. So you, worst case scenario, guys, you do have a level 5 and a level 3 to go ahead and go into some synchro plays that way, at the very worst scenario, right? Then I also play one copy of Red Warg. Not as a consistent a card as I would like it to be, but with the structure deck, we do need additional, you know, some monsters that are not going to be as efficient for us, but there's still going to be amazing ways to extend into your plays. It doesn't mess with the level, which is what I like, but when you normal summon a Resonator monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but its attack is halved. The attack is halved, it's completely irrelevant. It already had a 1400 attack anyway, so it's not going to make a big difference for you, which is good. What you are going to want to focus on, because it's a free level 6 body you get on board on any summon of any of your 10 copies of a Resonator monster, so you're perfectly fine with that. 3 copies of Red Sprinter, kind of an ugly looking card, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to win beauty contest. With this guy is normal special summon. While you control no other monsters, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower Fiend Tuner monster from your hand or graveyard, which is nice to be able to have that immediate starter card, right? It doesn't search you from the deck, which is unfortunate, but it's another special summon in the event that we don't have a Resonator that does much on its own, in order to be able to go directly into a level 6, because primarily we do play 5 of the level 2 monsters, so primarily we will have one of these in our hand. Then I play 1 copy of the Vice Dragon. If only your opponent controls a monster, you special summon this card from your hand, but half the attack and defense, that's perfectly fine. It gives you a free level 5 body on board, which then you can go into a multiple different synchro routes. I'm not gonna lie, guys, Red Warg and Vice Dragon are more or less space fillers, as this would feel like, because they don't do much on their, they don't do anything on their own, really, except for slap themselves on the board. But in this type of deck, you really just want to make sure you have a good balance of tuners and non-tuners in order to be able to go into it. And the Resonators kind of take care of themselves by spamming themselves out. So you're good with the tuner side, but you are going to want some free special summons, some additional ways to get non-tuners onto the field. So you're getting creative with it. I think these two are going to be, or this package is going to be the best monster lineup, I should say, that you're going to be getting with the Crimson King structure deck. Now, for the spells, we play 3 copies of Crimson Gaia. Crimson Gaia is a ridiculously good card. Continuous spell card during your main phase, add 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, or 1 card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is nice. Except Crimson Gaia, understandable, no real need to search itself. When your Red Dragon Archfiend declares an attack, you can change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position, which is nice, of course. If a monster under field is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard, giving you immediate recursion for your Red Dragon Archfiends as well. Really, really good to have this on board. Primarily, you are going to want it because it does search you any card that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend from your deck or graveyard, so it gives you access to your entire deck. This itself is a 1-card starter, because this searches this, which searches this, which makes this, and then you are good to go from there. As long as you got this guy, you're fine. It's all hunky-dory, all bananas right there. Resonator Call. Add 1 Resonator monster from deck to your hand. Self-explanatory, wrote it for Resonators. Enough said. 2 copies of Resonator Command. Discard a Resonator monster. Add 1 level 4 lower Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. Again, if you're not going to have, we don't play cards like Extravagance for obvious reasons, which does come in the structure deck for whatever reason. It just, you know, what if you happen to banish all of your Red Rising Dragons? Then you have nothing really low level to go into, which ruins your day. And I really don't like that card, so I needed a way to add consistency to the deck. So Resonator Command is probably going to be the best route to go. So 2 copies of that, 1 copy of Resonator Engine, target 2 Resonator monsters in your graveyard. Add 1 level 4 lord from deck to your hand. If you do, return those targets to the deck, which gives you the additional to bring them back out, especially then back out from the deck again. Again, Searcher, consistency, really, really good card. You're not always going to have 2 red Resonators in the graveyard, so I wanted to make sure I only ran 1 of this guy, because if I ran at 2 or 3, there's a big chance I might see it early game instead of an extender or instead of a combo piece. So this is more like a Pot of Avarice and Sky Striker, if you will, right? 2 copies of Fiendish Golem. Now we got to the traps. Fiendish Golem's a cool card, so to target any monster in the field with 2,000 more attack, banish it into the end phase of the next turn, which is perfectly fine. You just want to OTK, no problem. Then if you activate this card while you control a Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, which we have some options, you can set a Fiendish Chain from your deck or graveyard. Gives you immediate access to Fiendish Chain and banishes monsters on the field with 2000 more attack, of which there are many we can choose from in the current format. And just banishes it, gets rid of it, which is nice. It does target but doesn't destroy, which is cool. Hits Unchained, I'll take that. And then 2 copies of Red Zone, a really powerful continuous tap card. When your opponent activates a trap card, it activates a card or effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it. Another effect it has is you can target one of your banished Dark Dragon Synchro monsters and special summon it. So you can treat this like a Castira Preparations Castira, in addition to being able to pop cards on the field when your opponent activates a card or effect, as long as you control anything that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. And for the last 2 cards we do play in the main deck to make it a 40 card deck, we do play 1 copy of Red Rain and 1 copy of Time to Stand Up. Now these cards are most likely to get taken out as you improve on the deck, but as 1-ofs I did not think they were bad given the constriction that were being given, right? So in order to have the street structure decks, these 2 cards actually seem really good. So for example, Red Rain. If you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, banish all monsters on the field except monsters with the highest level. Most likely going to be yours if you're going to be activating this card, because all this deck does is spam out level 8, 10, 12, whatever Synchros, no problem, right? Also, the remaining phase of monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects except their own. Immediately give your guys immunity because, like I said before, you are only going to be activating this when you are the one controlling the highest level monsters. So really good right off the bat. And to the end of this turn, unaffected. Great. If a Dark Dragon Synchro monster is Synchro summoned on your field while this card is in the graveyard, you can add this card to your hand, and then you can go ahead and activate that again in the following turn once you then have the highest level monster on the field yet again. So it recurs itself. I like it. It's not really a card we can search, not really a card that we're going to search, but in the event that comes up, it comes up big time. Then 1 copy of Time to Stand Up, normal trap card. If a Dragon Synchro monster is on the field, special summon up to 2 monsters that are Resonator monsters and or level 1 Dragon monsters from your deck. When a monster effect is activated while you control a level 10 or higher Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate the effect. If you do, 1 Synchro monster you control gains 2000 attack until the end of the next turn. This deck is crazy. The amount of attack power that this deck has is absolutely through the roof. And honestly, I'm blown away by it. This is a very fun deck. And then for the extra guys, realistically, we just slap it in. 3 Red Rising Dragon, 3 Red Dragon Archfiend, 2 Scarred, 2 Scarlight, 1 Hot Red, 1 Bane, 1 Red Nova Dragon, 1 Red Supernova Dragon, and 1 Calamity. These guys are all 1-ofs just because you really just need 1 and you're good to go. The second you summon it, you guys should be on your way to winning that game, especially if you're summoning out Red Supernova Dragon on your turn. If you're going first, or if you're going second, you're going Calamity, turning off all your opponent's effects, and you just go ahead and punch them for game. So realistically, the extra deck is pretty self-explanatory, I would say, but honestly, I am having a lot of fun testing this deck online. I'm excited for when the structure deck actually does come out, so we'll see if we can actually get some duels and some gameplay with it, and we'll see. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section down below, guys. But other than that, are you guys excited for the Crimson King structure coming out in just about a week or so? Let me know in the comment section down below. You can also let me know by smashing that like button, subscribe for more. I almost forgot, I do have a combo video for you guys, so make sure you guys stay tuned real quick. Give me 2 seconds and let's get right to it. Alright guys, so this is your 1.5 card combo with Soul Resonator to get you your access to your full play right off the bat. So here's what we're gonna do. The rest of these cards absolutely matter not one single bit. We're gonna get Resonator on the field, search our Bone Archfiend. We're gonna activate Bone Archfiend's effect, getting rid of whatever other garbage card we had in our hand. An example, Red Warg, which I explained is really just an extender that we could have used there, but no need. Whatever. We are showing you guys, like I said, the 1-card combo. Now what we need to do is decrease this guy's level by 1 so we can go into the Red Rising Dragon. Now Red Rising Dragon is going to activate the effect. We're going to be able to get Crimson Dragon onto the Crimson Resonator onto the field, which we are able to send off of Bone Archfiend. And then, of course, like I said before, Crimson Resonator is exceptionally good card because special summons up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or deck. So we're going to be able to summon out Synchron Resonator as well as Vision Resonator. Vision Resonator, if you guys remember, searches you a spell trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. So we are going to do just that right now. Well, in just a little bit. Give it a sec. Great. So now that we have the Crimson Gaia, we're going to activate Crimson Gaia's effect in order to search us out the trap card Red Zone. Synchro Summon into Hot Red, then we're going to activate some effects in the graveyard. It's going to get us out our Red Dragon Archfiend, and in addition a Vision Resonator that we are able to special summon now from our hand because we do have a level 5 or higher Dark Monster. Remember, we brought this guy out with Crimson Resonator initially, so we have not activated the effect to special summon this guy out for free yet, so we are gaining immediate advantage off that. Also, we got this guy back to our hand by activating the Synchron Resonator effect in the graveyard to target a Resonator monster and add it back to your hand. So we added this back to your hand, get out the Red Dragon Archfiend, and here we are. So we're going to go ahead and Synchro Summon into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, which lets us tribute a monster and then target 1 Red Dragon Archfiend monster in our graveyard, special summon it, and then if this guy were to inflict any type of battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon up to 2 tuners with the same level, 1 from your deck and 1 from your graveyard in defense position, which gives us an immediate follow-up for next turn as well. Let's go. So we activate the Bane's effect, getting rid of our Crimson Resonator to get back the Scar Red Dragon Archfiend, and then that is going to be the end of it, guys. So we ended up with a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, which targets monster face-up cards on the field, negates their effects until the end of the turn, which pretty much gives you that Omni Negate style feeling. We do have Bane, which gives us that follow-up, and then we do have the Scar Red, backed up by a Red Zone, which pops cards on the field, of course, and then the Scar Red, which is really, really nice, because if this guy is used as a synchro material for a Dark Dragon Synchro, you destroy all face-up monsters, all attack position, monsters your opponent controls, which pretty much gains you immediate access to game on your turn 2. So that is going to be it for the profile, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Sorry, it was a little weird at the end, but I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for watching and staying tuned. And without further ado, guys, I'll see you in the next one.